So far, we have covered variable and constant. First of all, how to declare identifier, uh, identifier and data type equal to value. This is how we need to declare. Let is constant, whereas var is variable. We know that. And data types we are having. Let name string data type we have string int float double character bool any. These are the data types which we have seen. These are the primitive data types. String is for holding the strings like a collection of characters, whereas integer for whole numbers. Float and float is to hold smaller floating point values. Double is to hold the bigger floating point values. Character to hold single character. Bool is to hold either true or false. Any can hold anything. Okay, and we have seen tuples. Tuple is grouping multiple values together. Tuples that person equal to name to East to Hyderabad. Whatever values you want to put, you can put here. The purpose of tuple we know. Whenever you want to get the multiple values from a function, you can use the tuple. Type annotation. Type annotation means this is the type annotation. Whenever you explicitly specify the data type, that is called type annotation. When you do not specify data type and the compiler itself identifies data type of an identifier based on the value provided, that is called type inference. Type annotation, type inference. String interpolation. String interpolation is process of formatting the string. Person, description. I am name and my age is. This is how we can format the string. Then what else we have? Operators. To print, we use print statement. For the output, we use print statement. For reading the information, we do the read line. The read line does not work in the playground. You need to take a project, command line tool project. Operators, we're having three varieties of operators: unary, binary, ternary. Under unary, we're having minus assignment operator, not operator, and operator, and is address of operator. Under arithmetic, under binary, we're having arithmetic plus, minus, addition, subtraction, multiply, division, modulus. And logical operators, we have compound operators, we have plus equal to, minus equal to, star equal to, divided by equal to, percentage equal to. And logical operators we are having logical or, logical and. Okay. And comparison operators we are having less than, greater than, less than or equal to, greater than or equal to, double equal to. These are the operators which we are having under binary operator. Ternary operator, we are having only one operator, that is conditional operator, question mark and colon. And we are having conditional statements. Conditional statement. Those are if, else, if, else if, These are the conditional statements. Else if later we can say else if later, and we are having switch statement, control statements. Control statements we are having for in, while, repeat while. Then we have seen enums, right? Enums to create our own data type. And then we have seen structures we have not seen, like we have seen, but there is one more control, functions. Functions, we are having variety of functions, like functions with parameters. Let me write functions with no input, no output. Functions with input. Functions with output. Functions with optional output. Return sum, optional, return nil. Functions with varied number of parameters. Values, integer, range operator. Here we have additionally seen range operator, right? Which are available in Swift. And we have already seen AND operator, and the range operator we have seen half open range. We haven't seen, right? Half range. Yeah, I'll show you that. Yeah, we have seen already half open range. And nil coalescing operator we have seen for the coming to the optionals. And what else we have seen under operators? Yeah, nil coalescing operator. Yeah, these are only type conversion operator, which we have not seen yet. Values. Okay, print, which gives you the array. And functions of the labels. Functions add a value int with b value. Additional label. This is additional label before the parameter name, before the argument name. And functions denote parameters. Swap a in out of type integer, b in out of integer. Here how to pass this, how to call this? Let x equal to 10, let y equal to 20. Here I'm passing swap address of a, address of x, address of y. This is how we use address of operator. This is how we use inode parameter. And varied number of parameters we have seen. What else we have? Yeah, these are only for coming to the methods. We have nested function. This should be variable actually. Okay, and we have seen optionals. Optionals is way of declaring a variable which is capable of holding a value or nothing. A value or nothing. Optionals we're having, or you can declare options in two different ways. One is an optional is of by using question mark. Another one is b optional. Use of integer exclamation. This is called implicitly unwrapped optional. This is optional. Okay, optional can be unwrapped in multiple ways. One is force unwrapping by using question exclamation, nil coalescing operator, optional binding, if let to, guard let to. These are the optional unwrapping techniques. Nil force unwrapping, forcefully telling to the compiler it is a value, go ahead and perform the operation. Double question mark means you need to supply one default value. If let means basically it takes the optional value into a temporary variable that can be used. God statement performs the same, but it also contains the else block. If the value does not exist on the optional, it just simply returns. You have seen all this. Then we have seen we have created our own data types to hold person, student, etc. by using classes and structures. Classes and structures. To create our own data type, like struct is a keyword and class is the keyword. By using these two keywords, we can create our own data types. So far, we have covered all these things. Very simple. You just need 15 minutes time to recover everything. Recap everything. You just need 15 minutes, 10 to 15 minutes time. Okay. Daily do this so that you will get a complete grip. I'm able to write it right. I'm able to write it without seeing anything. Even you should be able to explain the same concepts to some of your friends or make videos or write without seeing that and understand the concept, so that if someone asks you in different ways also, you can explain these. The definitions of the concept is very important, and understanding the concept is very important, and explaining the concept is also very important. If you are thorough in all these three places, you will definitely get a job. At least you will get confidence. I know everything kind of confidence you get. Okay. All right. Just keeping it on the bottom. We see some more classes and we dig some more. Object-oriented principles. As we have seen yesterday, we know how to create classes and our structures. We can create the blueprint, the logical structures by using two different ways, and we can create a physical instance by using structures or classes. Once any structure or class is existing, we can create any number of objects out of it. Object is physical existence of a class, physical instance of a class, we can say. Okay. Car is a company. Car manufacturing company does not require anything. When you purchase a car, then you need space at home to park it. Similarly, when you create the object, then only the memory will be allocated. When you create class, the memory is not required for the class. For the class, you don't the memory is not allocated. For the object, only the memory is allocated, because class is simply a blueprint, drawing on the paper for the building construction. Object is model house. Okay. Definitions here, I'm having multiple definitions. I'll share you this document today. Definitions: logical structure or logical design to create physical object. Very simple definition. Template or blueprint to create objects. Multiple definitions we're having here. Collection of properties and behaviors. Same thing with collection of properties and behaviors. Yesterday, collection of variables in a class and some methods. Variables are known as properties here, and methods are known as behaviors or actions. Once class is created, we can create any number of objects. See here, I'm having I know I have declared how to create the car. Once you know the formula, you can create any number of parts out of it. This is how the class looks like. Class name, and properties declaration, and method implementations. Method implementations. Implementation means it also contains the body. Object is an instance of a class. Object is physical implementation of a class, we can say. Generally, this is the general definition which people says, but you try to say this. Object is a physical implementation of a class. Class does not need any memory, whereas object needs. How to create an object? Once class is ready, you can create an object like this. Where or let constant, where you want constant or variable, take the object name and class name and parenthesis. Class name and parenthesis. When do we use this parenthesis? This is the initializer. If the class does not require any input to be passed, then you can use the default initializer, which is nothing. I don't need to pass anything here. And we'll also see that when to use that. I'll show you. Let me create a class here. Class bike. Bike contains, so let number of wheels equal to. You can also assign the values here. 2 wheels bike contains, let brand string equal to Royal Enfield. I'm having values here. When you have enough values supplied already, then you do not need any kind of initializer. You can actually use the bike a bike equal to bike empty, because already the values are filled here. When the values are not filled, only the variables are declared. Then see error here. Class bike has no initializers. Class has couple of properties, those are not properly initialized. When you have proper some of the properties, then the initializer is not required. This is also initializer, but already values are filled. This is not mandatory to have initializer. In this case, it is not mandatory to have initializer. Okay, when the fields are already filled, when the properties are already filled with some information. If you remove one information also, you need initializer. Says we get error. Class has no initializer. Tap on it. Okay, it is given empty. String already assigned. We have not written. See here, when you click on fix, it is automatically inserting some default value. Otherwise, what we can do? We can have initializer here. Init and number of wheels, integer value I need to, and brand I need some string. This initializer. Initializer is also a method actually. Initializer is also a method. I'm assigning number of wheels equal to number of wheels, and brand equal to brand. Here, if you see, the color is in blue here. Here, the color is in black. Black means local variable. Local variable means this variable. Here, what it is saying, cannot assign a value. Number of wheels is let constant. Why it is saying? We can make it where also. This is not there actually. Number of wheels is let constant. Still, we are getting the same error. Still, we are getting the same error. Why? The compiler is treating this variable equal to the same variable. So how to differentiate whenever you're having the same names by using self, right? Self means current class, in the current class object. Whatever object you are passing, you're calling on top of whatever object you are creating. See here, I'm putting breakpoint here. Let me put some statement. Creating a bike. Here, what we need to do, we need to pass the values here. Whenever we are creating bike, it has initializer, two-wheeler bike, Royal Enfield. Run it. It actually calls initializer, and the values are supplied here. Number of fields equal to, so number of fields, brand equal to brand. Then we are assigning it. Okay, creating a bike. Bike is created. If you want to print it, you can print it. A bike dot number of wheels. A bike dot brand. We are accessing the values from the bike class. How to access bike object dot number of wheels, bike object dot brand. Okay, you can also modify this if you want to color. Where color by default I got black. Okay, I can also print this here. A bike dot color. Color is printed. If you want to modify the color, I can modify. A bike dot color equal to red. I can print the color. Once you get the bike to your home is created. Once the object is created, you can modify those properties. Some of the properties you cannot modify the engine. Some of the properties cannot be modified. Chassis number you cannot modify. Okay, some of those can be written as constants. It depends upon our requirement, which value to be modified can be modified, which value cannot be modified. Okay, these are called properties. Clear? Here we are having properties and you can also have methods. Func, ride at speed, integer. Riding bike at speed. The speed is here, speed. Okay, bike I'm having, I purchased the bike, then I can ask bike dot ride at speed 10, 20, 30, 40. I can also stop it, right? Brake. Apply brake. If you use simply brake, does not work. Basically, the brake is a keyword. Brake is already given. Func is a keyword. You cannot use func here as a method name. Okay. Anyways, means apply brake. Applying brake. Turn off. Off the bike. See the naming conventions which I am following. Of the bike. Okay, of the bike is, now you can understand this. If you write like this is not understandable. Okay, that is why we have taught the bike. Taught naming conventions. Naming conventions are very, very important. The same naming conventions I follow throughout this classes. Class names, variable names, function names, file names. You can see all these. We're having two varieties of cases: lower camel case, upper camel case. Lower camel case means a book. First letter of first word starts with lowercase letter, and next word starting letter starts with uppercase letter. In case of classes, my book. All the words first letter starts with caps. This is the naming conventions which we need to follow, and we have already seen how to convert one type of value into another type of value, string into integer, integer into string. Typecasting also we have seen. Is this clear? Creating a class. Already we have seen structure. Let me create one structure.
Yeah, one question here. In place of brand, you mentioned the brand, right? Royal Enfield.
Yes.
In the brand, I want to access both string as well as the integer. Royal Enfield 2004, like that. In that case, do we need to mention any?
When you put the number in within the double quotations, that is string only.
Okay.
That is, you cannot have both. Here we need to pass. You cannot pass like this. Royal Enfield. This is string and another integer you cannot pass. Only one value you can pass. Within this value, you can put 2004. If you want to have separate thing like model, then you need to have integer. Okay, then you can pass that. Which model you want to integer. Self dot model equal to, I'm passing the model. Customer is asking, I want a Royal Enfield bike, two-wheeler bike, and brand is Royal Enfield, and the model here make is something model 20. This is how you can do. You cannot pass everything in string.
Yeah, I got it.
Let me create a structure. Product contains name. Let name is a type string. Let price is integer. Let Offer price is again integer. Let description is string. Here the difference between classes and structures as today we have seen. Classes does not provide you any initializer. We need to write our own initializers, whereas structure provides you the initializer. Okay, let us have values also here. Let me first create. Let a product is after data type is product. Here, product. See, by default you get initializer. Name of the product is let's say iPhone. Price is 54,000. Offer price is 49,000. Description made from Apple. This is a product. Okay, let me give some information here. Let me assign some values here. Name equal to, let's say, iPhone. I'm just assigning some values and see what happens. When you assign some value, what happened is it created a initializer. By default, it created initializer. By default, it created initializer. So we're able to call this, right? The default initializer, what it created is this is how name is string and price is integer. Offer price is integer. Description is string. This is what the default initializer which it by default created. Name equal to, I'm putting name. Same thing whatever we have done for the class. Same thing I'm declaring. Same thing it automatically given. Price equal to price self dot offer price. Offer price equal to offer price self dot description equal to description. You can also write if you want. You can also write the default initializer. You can also override means whatever it is providing. If you want to have your own, you can also have. I am assigning. I'm assigning proper values to product. This is my own. This is my initializer. It also provided by default. It is provided. Without that also it works. With this also it works. I am assigning proper values to the product. Without this also it works. Whatever by default the structure provided, same initializer we have created. That's it. Okay. Let's say I'm already having name. When you have the name, what we need to do? Here also, without this, here also what happens? Name is already given. I don't want to take the name. Here, extra argument name in call. What is the purpose of constructor? The purpose of constructor is to create object with proper default values. One default value I have already given. It is asking default values for remaining objects, remaining properties. That's it. It is asking values for the remaining properties which are not set. Remaining properties which are not set. Clear? What kind of how the initializer behaves in case of structure. Okay. If you want to write, if you want to take other values also, you can take. If you want to take, though have some value, if you want to take the name also, then you can do what you can do is you can have your own initializer. It is based upon our requirement. Most of the time, we don't use this in case of structures. We simply use this and we take the values like this. By default constructor already available, right? Use the default constructor. Why to again write it? In case of classes, does not provide you the default initializer, so we need to write the initializer. We need to write the initializer. Init is a default constructor or default initializer. In interviews, they will ask what is init. Init is the default constructor. The purpose of init is to initialize the properties, initialize the properties with the proper default values. Proper default values. We definitely need the initializer. Basically, that is very, very important because if you set all the values here, it will not ask you to pass. If you set all the values here, it will not ask you to pass actually. in that case, what happens, even if you create 100 objects, every object contains the name, same apple, same price is 0, same offer price is 0, same description is empty. What we need to do again, we need to set the values instead of setting with the values explicitly after purchasing the product. What we can do is we can have the initializer whenever we are creating. While creating itself, I'm telling here, I want a product with the apple, price is so and so, offer price is so and so, description so and so. Perfect. Yeah, here riding bike at speed 30. Okay. Here we have assigned all the values, though it is taken when you have all the values also it is taken. When you do not have one value. And okay. Product happened to this product. It was not working, now it is working. Okay. Yeah. One moment. Missing arguments, price. Yeah. Same thing. When you use the name, it was not working, right? Let's say boom, it should not work actually because already we have set the apple here. Yeah, compile failed previously. Okay. Same thing, whatever we have told is correct. Since we already have the value, it is not required to pass. Okay, the initializer is created in such a way that only takes arguments, only takes values for the variables which are not having values. Any doubts here?